free is our favorite word, like free refills. At Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free. You don't pay anything unless we win your case. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
It's free!
It's great to see everybody. Really good to be back. It's nice to be back here in Atlanta. We're used to going, obviously, to Alabama this time of year, but it's great to be here in Atlanta again. Really excited about the day. I'm excited about the season, but love the three guys that are with me today. Appreciate you guys continuing to spread the good word about these three gentlemen and all the players in our program. And guys have worked hard, and we're excited about this upcoming season.
I guess obvious questions about Chris's situation. Any updates on that?
No, Chris is there in Lexington working hard with the team, training, getting ready, and I really don't have any other comment at this point.
Fans read into adding 2 transfer running backs this summer. Should they have read into that at all? Is that, or would you just like those guys individually?
We like the running backs. One, we really recruited as an athlete, and so it's not a true running back. And then the other one we just felt like we needed to do that.
Looking at some of your other transfer portal additions, especially in the secondary, what does Keidron Smith, Robinson, and Childress add to you?
They give us some experience. Guys that have proven they've played. And Keidron playing at a high level, obviously, in the SEC. And the other two having experience. You know, I think it's no secret. You know that we needed to add a little depth there, and we felt like we addressed it, and we improved.
Is Keidron going to start at cornerback, or playing that position, I should say?
He's playing that position. That's correct.
How has Will's demeanor changed going in, knowing he's a starter and not going into a battle for the spot? Has his demeanor changed? Does he have more poise, more leadership that way?
It maybe it's changed this time last year to now, but throughout the year, the way we know Will hasn't changed at all, because he took the reins a long time ago, never gave him back up, and had a tremendous season, as you know, and all he's really focused on is getting better. He continues to lead. He's a great leader, great teammate, but he's really working hard, you know, on himself to be a better football player, and that's what you love about him, and that's contagious.
Mark, what is the next step for him in improvement?
Well, just everybody can improve, right? I mean, if you look at the best players in the world, you could probably think of a few quarterbacks out there that are pretty self-motivated, right? And they're constantly trying to get better. Look at Tom Brady, look at Peyton Manning. They're constantly working at their craft and trying to be better. And Will has that mindset. You know, so if I say of any one particular area, people will focus on that as a weakness. He's a very good football player, but like all of us, you can always be better, and that's what you love about him, his mentality.
Mark Love has had an outstanding spring in terms of what he was able to show you in that short period of time. I guess what is the second year? But anyway, nevertheless, what do you see for him this spring?
Yeah, he needs to continue to improve. You know, continue to work. We'll see. We haven't been able to dive into practice yet, but he's maturing, and that's what you know. That's a natural maturation. You want to see continued growth. You're seeing that from him and from all our young players. So we need him to.
It feels like locally with Will's return that expectations are as high as they've ever been around Lexington, but the last 2 days around here, there hasn't been a lot of Kentucky chatter. You know, there's been a lot of talk about other schools. How do you take all of that?
You know, we can't control that. You know, and I talked to the players about that. You know, we can't control that narrative. Did it affect us last year, or the year before, or the year before that, or you know what I mean? So. You know, I prefer to have people talking about you at the end of the year, you know, rather than the beginning of the year. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I was thinking about this as I saw, none of you all, but I was thinking, you know, the message that, you know, and we always talk about this in any organization, you know, the 10-80-10 rule, right? I mean, 10% elite, 80% somewhere in the middle, and 10% is below average. Do you think that holds true in the media? I don't know if some people understand that. I wonder what percent they're in.
One of the other spots, I guess people were concerned about the left tackle spot.
Yeah.
You know, That'll be for kids.
Yeah.
Is he going to be at this point? Where's he at?
Yeah, really pleased with DeAndre. You know, really felt like he had a great spring. Keontae is a guy that we were able to have in spring practice and through the winter. Bring him along. Obviously needs a lot of rep, but extremely talented. So we're excited about those two guys and their growth and what they can do.
I think you guys want to tell you just how pumped up they are to get back at it.
Well, our players get back at it is a term that media uses, and it's talking season, as Coach Burry used to say, right? But these guys just really never stop. You know, they're training all the time.
Mark, you mentioned recruiting Z as an athlete. What positions are you guys going to try him out on? I know he played a lot at Tennessee.
Yeah, we'll keep that under the vest for a minute. But obviously, we felt like he was a guy that could swing and do multiple things.
And that's offense and defense side of the ball?
It's offense.
Okay.
Mark, you talked about the 10-80-10, maybe 10, 11 years ago when you took over here. Arguably, maybe possibly on that bottom 10.
Not
looking to rebuild, but what have you noticed just through your first media day here with Kentucky to now and the respect that this program has earned over the years?
The only way you get the respect is from hard work and from results, you know, and we're not exactly where we want to be. We want to continue to grow and continue to improve, and we certainly are motivated to do that. But we're also proud of the work that we've done. You know, if you look at it, you know, in some of the stats that Tony and Tom and some people give me, I read once in a while that kind of catch your eye. I believe there's only 11 teams in the country that have won more games than us in the last 4 years. I mean, that's not something just to you know, brush off. And again, we want more. We expect more. You know, what I concentrate on is that some of those games that got away that we had an opportunity to win, and that's really our focus to continue to take the program to the next level.
Expecting more means you expect to be here in December, and you guys have never shied away from that. Just how much do you guys emphasize that day in, day out? Talking to the players that kind of emphasize that?
Not much. You don't need to emphasize that. You know, if you continue to put the work in, the results will be there. You can't worry about the end product. I mean, there's so much work to be done between now and then. So that's where the focus needs to be. We're not afraid to talk about it either. I mean, yeah, we have aspirations to do that. I've said that since my first press conference when people laughed at me. But you know, we want to continue to grow. But again, we're worried about what are we doing right now, or what are we doing to put ourselves in a position to be successful.
Mark, obviously NIL has been a big topic here the last all the time here. But coaches seem to be a consensus that it's not sustainable the way it's going right now. Something's going to have to be done in the end. Do you agree with that?
I think you probably were at my press conference. I said that before, you know, many times. I'm on the record twice with you all in settings like this to say that, again, I think my words were, is this really what we signed up for? You know, is this, you know, I think we all are in support of players making money and earning money off their name, image, and likeness. I think what we're all concerned about is the pay for play and the collectives and you know, essentially paying players out of high school, you know, that haven't been on your team and helped build your brand to this point, things of that nature. I don't see how that's sustainable.
Mark, did you get the response you wanted from your kind of call to action to supporters a couple of weeks ago about that?
I did. I want this day to be about our players and about our program and everything, but you know, I said what I had to say, and I want to move on. You know, one thing about our university, the leadership at our university, we always adapt and find ways to make things work. And I'm very comfortable in that. The leadership of Dr. Caputo, Mitch Barnhart, myself, we've been together for 10 years. We can work through a lot of issues, a lot of problems, and we'll do it with this.
Have you seen Will start to gel with the receivers that he has working this year?
We were talking about it on the flight down here. That, you know, he's excited about it. Guys are working hard, and we have some real talented players. We have a mixture. You know, we have some guys that have some experience, and we have some newcomers that are real playmakers, and we've got to find a way to get them the football, and they got to work hard to pick things up. One of the youngsters, and Dane, we talked about him, you know, he was able to go through spring, but you got a guy like Barry on who just got here and needs to learn things, and but there's some real playmakers out there, and we'll continue to work.
I know Liam put an emphasis on speed. Did you expect it to be the national champion sprinter?
No, it might be a little too fast. You know, I hate to lose him to the Olympics. You know? But Jordan, no, we're really proud of him. And then you got Brandon White, who's fast as heck, and then nobody talks about him because you have Jordan there, there's world-class speed. But no, we needed some speed, and those guys could certainly blow the top off. So I'm excited to work with those guys, and we'll see what they can do.
Davion Robinson said he came here with a full expectation of being the punt returner. Is that pretty much what you expect him to be?
We'll see. We'll see. You know, we'll see. Yeah, I do expect him. You know, because he's got so much experience at it and success. So we'll see. And you got a guy like that's had some success. It motivates the guys in front of him to continue to work hard and kind of hang on that block a little extra too.
How much easier does it make it for you, not only having Will back, but having a guy like DeAndre back on the defense as well?
Well, it definitely helps. I think, you know, we always make a point of emphasis with leadership, and you know, those guys are very good football players, but outstanding people and great leaders. So very excited about those guys.
John?
Mark, that group with DeAndre, all those super senior linebackers back, how big is that for the defense because you have new faces behind the man in front of them?
Well, it's good. I think you saw it late last year. We got Van at that position. Now all of a sudden you go in the spring and it's probably the deepest position we had. And we felt like we had 6 guys that could play and win for us. So that's good. And it's good to have depth at that position. Just like last year, you know, you do get injuries there too. It's a very physical position, being right in the middle of the defense. But to your point, you always want to be strong. The interior defensive line, your linebackers, your safety, you have to be good through the middle, and it's great to have those guys.
A couple more. Anyone else?
A couple of these transfers you got came from lower levels. Is that kind of a new way to find talent in this portal area?
It is. It's a way. It's one of the ways that you have to adapt and look around and be open and find the best players you can.
How do you go about finding Division II FCS
well,
guys? How do you scout those guys?
You know, a guy like that, you know, you'll almost look at like as a high school guy too. If they have many years, you know, if they have 3 years, you know, you could look at it like, hey, what have you taken him out of high school? You know, so you know, we have a bunch of people in our recruiting department and watching players and player personnel. It's just different day and age, so you got to watch everything.